Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. It moves about a bit, yes. You are enjoying the contrast that helps you to focus? We always ask because we understand that the contrast that often you think you could do without, contrast seems like something that could be left behind, while something's going on over there. While variety is often something that you embrace. In other words, choices feel good, don't they? When you are choosing food or clothing or automobiles or places to live, we know you appreciate the variety. But when it comes to the idea of the contrasting universe, often our physical friends aren't so keen on the idea of so much variety. In fact, many people look into the population or into the environment of planet Earth, and they see unwanted things, and then they strike a pose against them, as if to say, if I or we in our cluster can push hard enough against this thing that we do not choose, we can eliminate it from the contrast, and then it won't be there in anybody's way. But in this universe that is based upon vibrational attraction, there's no such thing as saying no to anything, because when you isolate cleverly, deliberately, or even sloppily that unwanted thing, and you strike your pose against it, shouting no at it, you are actually including it in your vibration, because you do not choose with the word yes or no, you choose with attention to a subject. So your attention to it causes you to include it in your vibration. And once you've included in your vibration, you have the potential of manifesting it. Now, those choices are interesting because you choose by your attention to something, but the longer you choose it, which means the more attention to it you give to it, then the more you practice the vibrational frequency of it, and the easier that choice is for you to make. In other words, the more you think about it, the more likely you are to speak about it. And the more you think and speak about it, the more likely you are to act upon it. And the more you are thinking and speaking and acting around it, then the more you practice a vibrational pattern of it, which makes certain by the powerful law of attraction that you're seeing plenty of it. So it seems odd to people that the more they identify the things they do not want, the more of those things they do not want become present in their experience. It's just like tuning your radio dial to an unwanted broadcasting station and then complaining because they keep playing sound into your house. And a wise friend who understands radio frequencies would say to you, change your dial and you won't hear them. But humans stubbornly say, I shouldn't have to change my dial. The station should be eliminated. Their ability to broadcast should cease to be, because, and the motive behind that sort of irrational, by our point of view, thinking, the thinking behind that is, I'm a sloppy thinker, and I don't have the ability to isolate from this variety the things that I prefer. So I think I'll go about it the hard way. I think I will set out with so many others to eliminate unwanted things from the planet. And we are here to suggest softly that you might find it easier, rather than needing to eliminate from the personality of the people you work with, or eliminate from the behavior patterns of your children, or rather than trying to eliminate from the belief systems and even intentions of others with whom you share this planet, it might be easier for you to figure out how to fiddle with your own dial. It might be easier for you to figure out that what you think about causes you to offer a vibration, and that vibration equals your point of attraction. And here are the most important words that you will hear from us today. You can train your frequency to a vibration that pleases you. You can tune yourself to wanted things. You can tune yourself to who you really are. But first you've got to understand how the frequencies work in this time-space reality. So we're going to talk to you briefly here about who you are, the origin of that which you see in your physical body. Your origin is vibration. You came into this time-space reality from non-physical. Now that's easy for you to figure out because you've been thinking about dead or alive. You've been thinking about heaven. You've been thinking about non-physical. And we want you to understand that you are always consciousness, which means you are an eternal being. And that non-physical consciousness existed long before the consciousness of you in this personality that you know as you. But here's the thing that most humans don't remember. Even after a part of the consciousness that was you before your birth into this body, even before that consciousness took form and shape in this physical body, that non-physical energy understood why you were coming forth, who you were, who you are. That non-physical energy understood that there is no separation, no way of separating the non-physical from the physical. So the non-physical vantage point that you held before you decided to come into this body understood that in your body you would be an extension of this source energy. An extension, not an either or, an extension. You understood that a part of your consciousness would be present in the personality that you know as you, but the larger part of that consciousness would remain non-physically focused. You knew that non-physically you would project part of that awareness forward, just like here you are in this room today, but it surely does not represent all that you are. You're here attending a seminar, but you are so much more in this physical personality. And so as you are here in this physical body, you are so much more also. Now that you are here in this physical body, you have, if you will consciously think about it, a relationship that is perceivable between the physical aspect of you and the non-physical aspect of you. And the reason you can perceive these two vibrational attitudes is because you have emotions that indicate your relationship between you and you. Now, we talk about you and you because we want you to understand who you really are. But our ultimate desire is that you will come, even as a result of the time that we spend together here today, to understand that you and you are you, and that there is no reason to separate the non-physical you from the physical you. In fact, the non-physical you never separates you from you. So here you are in this physical body, and let's say you're banging around in some contrast. And as you are living that contrast, you wisely deduct or conclude that there is an unwanted aspect to what you are perceiving. And in the moment that you focus your attention upon what is not wanted, you also simultaneously offer a vibrational rocket that is focused upon what you do want. In other words, you cannot for a moment poke around at a problem, bringing the problem into greater and greater focus. You know how it is. The more you talk about it, the more information you get about it, the bigger it gets, the easier it is to see, the more others join you. In other words, you poke around at a problem, it is going to expand. Law of attraction says that it must. But the good news is, at the same time this problem is expanding, an equivalent solution is expanding too. But you can't set your radio dial frequency to the problem and the solution at the same time. So while your dial's set on the problem, oh, you are expanding the universe, because the more you know what you don't want, the more what you do want is formed. That's why wellness expands, because of attention to illness. That's why economy expands, because of attention to shortage. In other words, you just can't be part of the problem without being part of the solution at the same time. The evolution of all species is about this other side of the wave. In every part, the wave, did you hear us? Every particle of the universe contains within it wanted and unwanted, equal parts of it. So the more you focus, the more you cause an expansion of the universe. Now, the important thing for you to understand is that when you're focused upon the problem, and of course you are not always focused upon the problem, but let's say you're doing it now, as you're focused upon the problem and the solution is becoming, the non-physical part of you is standing there with the solution. And we are saying that that solution that is now known by the larger part of you is inside this vortex where well-being is gathered, where wanting is gathered, where expansion is understood. So what we're saying to you in a little different words than you've heard us offer to you before is that while you sift through the details of your time-space reality, you cause an expansion of the universe, and the non-physical part of you takes the expansion that you've carved out and holds it steady as the bouncing off place for new ones coming in, and as a sort of guiding light for you to tune your signal